Okay, so in 4.0 they introduced new skills for Channers and Stigmas. I'm going to go over the ones I have access to, which are pretty much every skill except for the final charge one, because I don't think we can access that right now on the Asmodean side. As far as I know anyway. Regardless. Oh, and Wind Mantra, but in case you're wondering, this is a mantra that gives you more flight speed and it restores your flight time on a tick. So that's nice, but I didn't pick it up. I'm gonna go over the skills anyway. So let's get started. The first one I'll talk about is Crashing Strike. The nice thing about this skill is that it is an addition to the Held Strike chain for when Booming Smash is on cooldown. And Booming Smash actually has a 24-second cooldown, so you get to use this skill quite a bit. And it's always going to be up because the cooldown is practically the same or less than Held Strike. Well, it's less, okay. It's kind of a weird mechanic, but regardless. So if I use the Booming Smash chain, and then I would just wait to Held Strike to be back up. The nice thing is that I can just go Held Strike, Booming Strike, and then Crashing Strike. The one thing I will say is that it locks you in place for a moment, so it kind of is annoying in that respect. However, its damage is pretty decent, and I see no reason not to use it because more damage is good, and I mean the animation looks kind of nice. It's refreshing, we'll say that. I'm not going to talk about that one quite yet. The next skill I'll talk about is the additional knockdown skill we have. It's called Melee Smash, and it's a 30-second cooldown compared to the 1-minute cooldowns of Seismic Crush and Resonance Haze. The problem you're probably going to have with this skill is that you need a random knockdown to use either this or these two, because you can't get all these off in one knockdown with DB. So what I've been trying to do is use DB to get off these two bigger knockdown skills, and then use Melee Smash on any like subsequent knockdowns. Or alternatively, if you knock down by chance, you can use these two and then DB with Melee Smash. The point is that you probably need this key, or keybound, yeah. It's pretty late, so excuse my word jumbling. But you need it keybound or mousebound, because this is the kind of skill that unless you're really quick to just move your mouse over and start spamming your button, you're gonna miss and not be able to get off all three chains, because it is in fact a chain skill. Here, I'll just show a normal use of it. So that's the normal chain. You get three. The damage isn't amazing, but it's more damage, and more damage is always good. It's a little hard to get, of course, when you're trying to be spontaneous, so let me try the next mob. I'm also swapping around my hotbars a bit. I have to get used to it, but I want to put these skills on my hotbar so I can actually use them. Okay, let's see if I can just randomly knock down this mob and try to get this skill off. Come on. Come on. One of these is going to knock down. It's going to get too low before I can actually... Okay, there we go. It's going to be hard to get into the habit of doing that. I only put it on Alt Q. I'm not sure of a better key binding for it now because I haven't figured out what would be good, but that works. I'll have to get used to it, of course. Okay. The next practical skill is called Emergency Teleport. I really like this one because it gets rid of any roots or snares on you, and it removes target off you if someone has you targeted for a second until they target you back. So it's got a lot of uses, and I'm not sure if any of these mobs actually snare to show. I don't think so. I need one of those flower moths, but these aren't the kind of flowers. Regardless, this is really nice for getting out of Chain of Earth, Frost, Ice Chain, Root 1. Well, I guess you really wouldn't use this on Root 1. Ankle Snare. There's just so many skills that root you and keep you in place. And basically here, I'll target myself, but see I lost target on myself when I targeted myself. It also gets rid of target. And even decreases enmity for 15 seconds. Woohoo! It's got a 3-minute cooldown, so it's not something you can just spam. You'd probably have to save it for a specific time, but I could see this skill going really far in terms of improving the way we can fight against classes, because this will just help in so many ways. And honestly, I haven't figured out all the ways it'll help yet because I'm still trying to learn all these skills, but definitely keep that one in mind. And try to get in the habit of using it, of course. Same goes with any of these other skills. Use, use, use. Keybind, mouse bind, even click if you have to. Alright, so I've done the 3 skills here, now I have to talk about the stigmas. So I'm going to talk about this one. It's called acceleration shift. It's a kind of funky skill because for one, it's only for one person, and it has to be your target. And if you want to use it on yourself, you have to target yourself. Like, look, I'll untarget myself. I'm trying to use the skill, but it's not letting me. So when I target myself and I use this skill, watch my run speed, it goes from 10.4 to 11.9, which is almost capped by 0.1. The funny thing is though, it sacrifices 2500 of your HP. It lasts for 7 seconds and it has a 1 minute 30-second cooldown. And I honestly don't think it's that great. I wouldn't use a Stigma slot for it because there's other things I think are better, but if you want to use it, I'm sure there will be practical uses for it. It's just, I can't see it being that great right now. Oops. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the new skills and stigmas. I don't have the charge, like I said before, so I can't talk about it. Anyway, that's just the video I wanted to make about these new skills, so yeah, I mean, chairs didn't get the best skills, I think. Compared to 3.0, we got really awesome boosts then. I guess they added MP on stamina restoration, which is probably the top thing they did this patch. Which is funny because we already had that skill. But yeah, other than that, and the fact that they colored all of our skills, or stigmas, excuse me, in a weird way so that now your hotbar looks really funny. That's all I needed to say about these, so I hope that's helpful, and practice, practice, practice. That's the number one thing to do, so you get in the habit of using the skills.